Most of the sympathy plays, even though they were up 10, 15, 20% after hours, they finished down on the day.
Yep.
Like, what? This is not normal. What's up? Tim Sykes here with
Bryce Tui, or Tuohei.
whatever you want to call him. Do me a favor, congratulate this young man on surpassing $1 million, holding on to $1 million, staying humble, wearing this little bracelet that we got in Japan.
Spilling some coffee on the shirt.
Spilling some coffee. I didn't even see that. Dang, now you called attention to it. Congratulate him on still being humble and real, even though he's made more than pretty much everyone in his town combined. Right?
Yeah.
Growing up?
Yeah.
You rub it in? You're like,
No.
You go back, you're out the window, you're like throwing 20s. Here you go, plebes.
Throwing dollars
Right?
out there.
Throwing quarters.
Pennies, depends on the day. Depends on the day.
Get into penny stocks. Here you go, little Jerry.
That's what
Thanks, Bryce. I don't know.
That's what I do every time I go
Have
back
you been
home.
back?
Couple times, yeah.
How are they doing?
They're doing good.
Small town.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
How big is your town? I was just doing a video. We did a video about Jamie Foxx and Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is from a town with 30,000 people.
Oh.
I'm from a town with 9,000 people. What's your town? Let's look it up.
Yeah, do you want the town or like the...
Town. Give me your town name.
Cicero.
Cicero?
Yeah, New York.
Named after the Roman politician. Yep. How many people do you think are in your town, if you had to guess?
I don't know.
Guess.
40,000?
Let's see. You got 31,000.
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
So your town is almost the same as Brad Pitt's.
Okay. All right.
You are like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I've got a chance.
Click the link below. You can watch my video all about Brad Pitt. We hung out with Brad Pitt. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Had like a nice long talk with Brad Pitt. Pretty crazy. He's from a town similar size of yours.
All I'm saying is I've got a chance in acting now.
Right? I mean, look at this. You're acting like you're a real person.
Acting like nothing's wrong.
Acting like nothing's wrong, right? What's it like being a millionaire? How's life changed now that you've been a millionaire for a few months?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, nothing's like actually changed, but I think the perspective of money is definitely... I mean, that's continuously changed, but over the last probably year or so, my understanding and appreciation for money. Yeah, that's 100% the word I'm looking for there. The appreciation
Give the
for money.
non-millionaire something to look forward to. What can they learn about money when they reach 7 figures?
Well, for me, I don't really. I mean, this is one of like 5 shirts that I own. I don't really spend money on material things. I'm a big believer in spending on experiences, though. So for me, that's what makes me happy. So if I'm going to go take a trip somewhere, I want to make sure.
What's your last cool experience? Describe it. Inspire people. They got to study.
Well, okay. My last cool experience was for sure Japan.
No, but that was on me. That doesn't count. I need a trip that you planned, that you went to, that you splurged on.
Last big trip I took.
You can also, if you want to learn about our Japan trip, which was crazy, click the link below. We'll include that link too.
Yeah, that one was that was crazy. No. Please do go watch that video.
What's your trip?
I took my mom and my sister on like a week-long RV trip.
Different Colorado.
Yeah. We were just traveling the whole state. I lived there for like 3 or 4 months when I was on an internship there way back when. And
so you rented an RV?
Yeah, we rented an RV for like a week long, parked just somewhere new every night. It was a blast. Zero planning for it. I bought the tickets for my mom and my sister like 3 or 4 days before.
That's beautiful.
And it was that was so much fun. And again, that was one of those things where being able to work from my computer, being able to be on my laptop, and every now and then my mom would just drive the RV. I'd sit in the back and trade.
Did you trade?
A little bit, yeah.
Did you trade well?
Not bad. This was actually a little bit like this was well before I was in the million spot, but I was still trading well at that time. The market was a little bit easier at that time too. Yeah. But it was totally a blast. And
how much did you make on your RV trades? If you had to guess.
Probably like $2,000 or $3,000. Yeah, I mean, it definitely paid for the RV. Definitely paid for the RV and then some.
That's pretty cool. So I'm glad you brought this up. And I don't encourage this. Like, you shouldn't try to take a vacation and then pay for it like on the vacation. If a good trade pops up, so be it. Going back to one of my favorite trips on Below Deck.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
2 episodes, but like the first one, it was crazy. It's still a splurge. So like the yacht is like $150,000 for like 3 or 4 days. to rent it. It's
Yeah.
a nice, it's like a $12 million yacht. You get a discount. You get like 50% off because they let you, like, you say, okay, film it, whatever. And then like they edit it and make you look terrible. But basically $70,000, right? So I was like, oh, okay, I'm Jewish. I like 50% off deals. 70,000, brought some students. I made a trade. I went big on the trade for the cameras. They have this all filmed. The Wi-Fi is not working. I'm yelling at them. I call in the order. Like, when's the last time you called in your order? I was just like, okay, the camera's filming me. I see a good trade. I have to take it. It was a weekend trade. It was perfect. I made about $70,000. So the whole yacht trip was basically free, which is kind of crazy.
What ticker was that again that you made?
EKSO.
EKSO, yeah, I remember
XO.
that. Yep.
Exobionics, they make an exoskeleton where paralyzed people can theoretically walk again. There was a CNET article. It was going viral. This paralyzed person was in Vatican City with like the exoskeleton and walking. And it was like, wait a minute, this is this is the dream. There's a lot of paralyzed people out there. This is the dream. And I was like, this is an easy thing. This is my weekend newsletter, FYI, has been my most successful strategy because it's like very simple. You have something that's going viral, some late day breaking news. People see it overnight or the next day or 3 days later if it's like a long holiday weekend. I bought EXO. The article is going more and more viral. I sold it. I made about 70 grand.
And it's cool that, I mean, that pattern like still works to this day.
As long as the stock market is closed on the weekends. Yeah. There's some startups. There's one startup where they're going for 24/7, and there's another one 24/5.
I thought I saw
Robinhood is 24 hour, 5 days a week.
Yeah,
they still respect the weekends, but Robinhood for several stocks, only like Amazon, Tesla, Apple, like the most actively traded, but you can trade these most popular stocks 24 hours a day. It makes sense.
Crypto, they can do it. They're trying.
But you're also, these stocks basically trade 24 hours. If you want to trade like them on like London or like Germany or they're already. Robinhood is just facilitating it. 24/7 though, I value my weekends.
Me too. Weekends are still great.
This is part of the reason why I didn't get into crypto. There's a lot of imposters and scammers. By the way, if you think that like you gave money to some like crypto trader and you think it's us and you think that we're managing your crypto, it's not. It's just a scam. There's still a lot of scams, but also I don't want to trade 24/7. I have problems where if I'm in a trade, I'm looking at it nonstop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. I can't get away from. If I'm in a trade, I'm not looking away from my screen. And this
micromanaging, it helps.
Well, and it's like this goes back to like being appreciative of money and time though. That's kind of what the weekends are for. It's just I'm forced to not work.
But I like that. So this is why for me, I have a patience problem holding a stock over the weekend. We're filming this right now on a weekend. I have a stock over the weekend. CNNA, we're filming this. They announced that their audit's going to be ready next week. I bought it at 0.0093. It closed at 0.0098. It was up like 80% on the day. We'll see if it gaps up. I'm already up a little bit, but they announced that there's going to be news next week.
Yep.
So people are going to see this announcement. It's going to hopefully, spread over the weekend, and hopefully I'll sell it for 10, 15, 20% on Monday. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen, but again, it's getting the odds on your side. What were you trading in your RV? Do you remember?
No, I have no idea because it was I do remember.
You were in Colorado and it was hazy out.
It was. Well, I was.
I don't remember the ticker, man.
It was crazy.
We were on an RV trip. It was crazy though.
Yeah, I know the RV trip doesn't even sound much better.
Nature was beautiful, man. Like, respect nature.
I was looking at the stock charts like they were.
Nature's amazing, Mom, nature. Different Colorado trip. I'm just kidding, right? What did you guys do with your mom and your sister? You go on some nice hikes?
I went on some nice hikes, took them through Rocky Mountain National Park, went to some hot springs, a lot of food, a lot of eating.
Sounds amazing, man. What'd you do on your other Colorado trip? It wasn't with your mom and your sister.
I don't remember. It was a little too hazy,
I don't know what happened. There was a forest fire and we were just trying to put it out, man.
That was what made me think of it. No, the first time we got there was when all the forest fires were happening. That was crazy, actually.
Don't know who started it.
Man, I'm just
perpetrator still is yet to be arrested.
I'm getting backed into corners here.
It's just fine. Come on. If you're from Colorado, enjoy. Toke it up.
Big thumbs up.
Right?
Big thumbs up. Yeah.
Whatever.
No, but it was during the EV run when I was there with the RV trip with my mom and my sister. So definitely trading some EV stocks.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you think? I know we're all over the place. We're just shooting the shit and catching up. What do you think about AI stocks? Because this is the hot sector right now.
Oh, what do I think about them? I think probably long-term, not long-term, but I think there's going to be a sector out of it for sure. I mean, there already is. The actual main leader AI, I don't like how it moves.
Ticker AI.
I hate how it moves.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to squeeze someone out huge.
And the sympathy plays. You have BBAI, MRAI,
CXAI.
IDAI, CXAI.
PRST.
Right? You see anything? Like SOUN, GSIT? They're so choppy and annoying. Like literally, just thinking about it, I need some medicinal marijuana just to like de-stress. I was trying to dip by SOUN. SOUN, they have a cool little AI program, right? They were breaking out, a multi-day breakout. It broke out. It came right back to support or former resistance, should be support. So I dip on it. I was like, oh, it just broke out, came back to support, crashed right through.
Yep.
I had to cut losses.
Yeah, I was trying to dip by, well, not even dip by, CXAI though for a first green day, and popped tiny bit and just wicked all the way back down to low a day.
GFAI, I was there on the first green day in the 6s, sold in the 7s. I was happy. It went to like the 20s and 30s, like 2 days later.
I've had my best.
And then came all the way back down.
Well, I've had my best trades that were they weren't AI sympathies. It was just the AI stocks. So I think we're causing a lot of market momentum. The Zura day, I swung Zura from 6 and sold at 12 the next day. I mean, it's like those weird little, I know they're not actually AI momentum, but at least that's the one thing I will say is that if I'm not trading the sympathies because they're too choppy, if they're still moving, it still creates some momentum in the market. I would just prefer the actual sympathies to be easier to trade.
AI sympathy plays are endlessly frustrating.
Yeah.
Even NVIDIA just had blowout earnings because of AI. They guided estimates, revenue up like 50%, like a huge increase, all because of AI. All the AI sympathy plays were up like 10, 15, 20% after hours. We're like, yo, let's go. Sympathy plays, first green day. Most of the sympathy plays, even though they were up 10, 15, 20% after hours, they finished down on the day.
Yep.
Like, what? This is not normal. Sympathy plays are not normally this hard.
Right,
Like if
right.
you have the sector leader, the sympathy plays all go together. It's very simple. It's a very simple relationship. Not with AI plays. It's very choppy. Sometimes I underestimate it and then I miss out on a 100% run. Sometimes I say, okay, I can be more aggressive, and then they go splat. There's no rhyme or reason.
Not just me. It's
very,
really
trust
frustrating.
me, it's very frustrating. I'm barely up in 2023. I know many traders who were like up a little or break even or even down a little. It's very frustrating right now. The good news is every year is slightly different, right? Like you got close to 1 million in the mania of 2020 and 2021, but then how long did it take you to go from like 900,000 to like 1 million?
Yeah, it took me like another year and a half.
For that last little bit.
Yep.
So I know many people are like, oh, Tim, like I want to be your next millionaire. You can't rush it. You have to just be ready when there's opportunity. You don't know when the next hot bull market is. You don't know when it's going to be truly ready. All you can do is control your preparation. You were ready.
Yep.
Matt Monaco, your roommate, was ready. Your other roommate, Mike, was not ready. He's working as like a janitor at like Arby's, last I heard, right? I think, he got fired as his janitor job because he would like put up a fight. He was like, I deserve more. And it's like, shut up, janitor, get back to work. You have the meat. He was like, Arby's, we have the meat. Right?
Yeah.
How's
Mike.
How's Mike doing?
Mike's doing good, I think. I haven't talked to him much though. Matt's talked to him a bit more.
I mean, he's a like lower scale than you. You're like, last time you talked to him, you're like, hey, Mike, I'm renting an RV. Here, throw out this trash, janitor. I think that's what he said verbatim. I'm just kidding. It's just funny that like these roommates succeeded. They're millionaires. Mike, not so much. And there was another roommate too. What's the other guy's name?
Kyle.
Kylito! ¿Qué pasa, Kylito? What happened to Kyle? Where's he?
Kyle's actually here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Finance.
I saw some guy rummaging through the trash out there. Kyle! Kylito! We got some beef for you. We have the meat.
I'm never going to be allowed to mention any other friends in these.
There's so many people named Mike and Kyle. We have no idea.
No, not them. I'm just saying my actual friends. What if they're,
Good thing they're imaginary, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true. I don't have
Hey, buddy. High five. Oh, that hurt. We're having fun. It's the weekend. This is what you can do when you're rich. You can screw around. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, and I don't have any friends.
Do you screw around? You just make more jokes now that like the pressure's off financially?
I during the week, I think I prefer sometimes the week to the weekends, although I like the weekends like now because I can't just screw around and do nothing all day.
Yeah.
But when sometimes I'm doing that, weekend after weekend, I'm like, man, I kind of wish I was doing something a little more productive.
I mean, you could write the book that you wanted to. We talked about you writing a book.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
I mean, you had to learn how to read and write first. So it's a step-by-step process.
I can use AI.
100%. Right?
It's all
Write me a book as if I were Bryce, 2OE.
I'll just have it study everything about me. Yeah, I can finally write that now.
No, be serious, so you like the structure of having like something to do.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way of wording it. I just like the structure of it. I mean, I still love my weekends and just getting to go do whatever, but it's nice getting to go do things during the week too because there aren't as many people out during the weeks and I just don't like dealing with this.
Long story short, when you're rich, you have endless options, and then you have like dilemmas because you feel like you're like useless, so you might as well rent an RV with your parents or go hiking and start a forest fire, right?
Yeah, actually, that's kind of the sum of it.
This is also a good lesson. Like this is why I like talking with my millionaire students. You know, we're literally just talking. We had no plan on this. Yep. If you couldn't tell, there's no structure. It's interesting because this brings me to a good point. Some millionaire traders, some really successful traders, because they have endless freedom, they don't know what to do with it. And so they revert back to the markets and they're like, oh, I got to trade because at least it gives me some structure and it gives me something to do. Even if they're not doing well, even if they've, earned the right to have freedom, but they don't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I have to warn you about that. I want you to study. I want you to be prepared for hot markets, but I don't want you to be a slave to the market, right? The world is fascinating. Go out and travel more. You saw Japan. Like, there's so much to see. You should never feel like, I don't know what to do. Let me just trade. Trading should be there when there's good opportunities, but you shouldn't look to trade just because you're bored.
No, I agree. I've been doing a really good job, I think, especially the past since the AI moves have just been so choppy, trying to get away from the screens during the middle of the day, even if that just means sitting on my couch and watching TV for an hour.
Fantastic.
Something.
And this is so important. We're going to end on this lesson because I fall prey to this sometimes too. Like this is why, frankly, I do better statistically traveling because there's so much to do. I've got charity, I've got adventures, I've got people to see, I've got restaurants to try. I'm constantly packed. Trading, I will trade if I have to, if there's a good trade. Here, I come back to Austin, I screw up big time. I lost 27 grand on Friday. Worst trade in 20 plus years. Why? Because I had good Wi-Fi. I'm not jet lagged.
You always say the good Wi-Fi will get you.
This is how crazy trading is. This is why if you ever lose on trading, get a drink of water.
I know.
Get off camera. Get out.
No, I'm not. I just need a water.
It's fine. Get some water. This is how I'm going to end this. I want you to be a dedicated student. I want you to be prepared. But at some time, you have to say, wait a minute, the stock market's always going to be there. The opportunity is going to be there. I don't need to focus on that nonstop. Because if you become a degenerate gambler, you'll actually do worse. This is why trading is kind of screwy, because the more you want success, the worse you'll do. And you have to kind of control your ambition. Because if you're always looking for trades, you're going to force trades, you're going to take profits too quickly, you're going to trade when you shouldn't trade. And you're going to have lesser life because of it, because you're always focused on these small gains and stuff like that. Bryce is crawling. Can they see him? He was crawling to get out of the camera. Anyways, this is a good lesson. Bryce, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being so open about your journey. Leave a comment below. Wish Bryce well. Congratulate him. And hopefully you learn from this where you got to study, but you also got to go out and live, right? Whether you want to go to Colorado, whether you want to go to Japan, there are a lot of benefits from becoming a millionaire. Freedom is good. You want to have the issue of I have so much freedom, I don't know what to do. That's a good problem to have. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're going to be dedicated too. Cheers.